welcome everybody. Sorry about that. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. And without any further ado, I will turn it over to the Economic Development Minister, Darren Bilous. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Premier Rachel Notley and the Government of Alberta, good afternoon. The fires in northern Alberta have had a devastating impact on communities in the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo, and this includes small businesses. In fact, some have either been destroyed or damaged, while others have been severely impacted and are still experiencing significant business interruption. As you know, these same businesses were already struggling from the prolonged collapse in the price of oil. With the wildfires, employers in the region have been dealt an additional blow. This is why our government remains fully committed throughout the recovery process to support the rehabilitation of disrupted businesses in the region, and to work with partners to ensure business owners have access to the support they need to reestablish their operations and support their employees. It's that very commitment that brings me here today. In partnership with the Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo, one of the critical steps we've taken to support business recovery was to establish the Back to Business Resource Centre. The Back to Business Resource Centre is a locally administered centre that provides small businesses with information on recovery-related contracts, support, and resources to help them resume operations as quickly as possible. The centre also offers shared office space with access to internet, phones, computers, printers, and meeting rooms for business owners to use, as well as business specialists that can provide advisory support and guidance. For example, some of the current program offerings include the Ask an Expert program, which provides one-on-one accounting, legal, and sales and marketing expertise. The Back to Business Coaching Program, a one-on-one management coaching program, marketing seminars, and networking events. Since first opening in June, the Back to Business Resource Centre has been responding quickly to the needs of local businesses. To date, 155 businesses have utilized the centre and 14 businesses have utilized the office space. And I am confident that support will only increase now that the centre is fully operational. And I have to tell a very quick anecdote that this morning I had the pleasure of touring a couple of businesses, small businesses here in Fort McMurray, and I'm confident that the businesses and the business community in Fort McMurray and in the whole regional municipality of Wood Buffalo will come back stronger than before the fires. There's incredible work, incredible supports. You'll see the folks in the wonderfully pink, bright pink shirts that have been helping provide support to our businesses. And the other thing that I find incredible, talking to business owners about how businesses are supporting each other. They are coming together, and I would argue all of our Fort McMurrayans, all people within the regional municipality are really wanting to support each other, to buy local, and help each other through this recovery process. And I think that culture is incredible. I think it's very positive, and it gives me confidence that we are going to build and rebuild even stronger than we were before. So in conclusion, I'll wrap up by saying small businesses are critical to the resilience of the community as a whole. We understand the urgency for business owners and employers to have access to these supports quickly. Our government will continue to work in cooperation with our partners to support small businesses and economic recovery in the region. And before I open the floor to questions, one of our partners that I'm honored to invite up is Mayor Blake, who has been an incredible advocate and leader, both during the disaster, but also in the recovery efforts. And it's my pleasure to bring her up to the podium, but also to thank her for all of the work and leadership that she's shown, along with her council here in the regional municipality. Mayor Blake.
All right. Well, thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, local business if they're here or if they're just waiting for the next meeting around. People in the pink shirts, my people. I love having our pink shirt people. When I'm in council meetings, I love having the pink lanyard people. There's something about pink and recovery that gives me great hope and optimism. I'm here today on behalf of Regional Council and the spirited residents of Wood Buffalo, delighted to be at the Back to Business Resort Center with Minister Bilous as we honor our vibrant business community. The Wood Buffalo business community is unlike any other. When we put together the strong, resilient together, we thought about, or safe, resilient, and together, sorry. Safe, of course, was very imminent as it related to the wildfire circumstances that we were in and are taking our path out of the community, as well as every step we've taken coming back into the community. Resilient is what we were before the fire happened, and now, gosh darn it, I think we're even more resilient. But the big T, the big together, is the one that probably means the most. As our region's hardship, you and your peers in the business community stepped up to the plate in returning to McMurray and getting your organizations back into full swing. And the businesses that make up our region, of course, are essential to our community as a whole, fulfilling the wants and needs of residents and also contributing greatly to the quality of life in the dynamic economy as well for Alberta. It's resilient business owners that have persevered through this trying time and demonstrated commitment to supporting customers, which is the very definition, I believe, of entrepreneurialism. For many, upon return to business, it wasn't as simple as, okay, back to work, let's get it done. When you own a business and you have a staff to consider, you have finances to organize, daily operations that are dependent on so many things, there's no going back to normal after what our region has overcome. What our incredible business community, though, has done and is continuing to do is to invent the new normal. And for our local businesses to accept that challenge in the optimistic way that they have, I will tell you, I couldn't be prouder to be the mayor of this great region. The economy in our region has faced many challenges over recent years. If I put it in the frame of a decade, you'll have seen the really abundant good times. You'll have seen the down times because we are living them now as we have a few times in the past. You've seen the no existence times. Yeah, that was the month of May. And now what you've got is times that are both really robust and really down at the same time. And it's sort of the first experience that I think I've seen that way. Through it all, our local business owners have remained strong and resilient while contributing to that quality of life. And with a profound degree of sincerity, I want to thank our inspiring business community for their tireless commitment to being the backbone for our region. And I also want to give sincere thanks to Minister Bilous and his colleagues for joining us here today and for supporting us so very well every step of the journey. And this journey is about getting back to business, not as normal, but as the new normal. And when we do that, we will do it better and stronger for certain. So thank you and appreciate the opportunity to be here today sharing the stage with folks who make this possible in our region. Thank you to the pink shirts and everybody who support them as well.
Thank you both very much. And with that, we're going to open up the floor to questions from media.
Thanks. So, I'm actually just curious about who exactly pink shirt people are. Are they from the insurance bureau? I'll let you explain, Mayor Blake. This is your crew.
My pink shirt people are the people that were here before the fire, and they're here after the fire with an even greater focus and concentration on business development in Wood Buffalo. They are, in fact, staff members that we've had in our business and economic development arm, and they have been doing their very darndest to engage with local businesses, to assess the needs, and to fill the gaps the best that they can through that process.
And also, did this initiative did it exist before the fire with the downturn in oil prices?
In fact, our local arm of that economic development certainly was actively engaged that way. So they did exist before, and as I say, the focus now has a bit more poignancy as it's related to some of the complications from the fire.
And I was just what exactly the provincial contribution to this? Sure. So that's the through my Ministry of Economic Development and Trade that we are supporting the Back to Business Support Center. And so when we go on a tour, you'll see all the different supports, mentorship programs, and again, the Ask an Expert one-to-one. These are The program dollars flowed through my Ministry of Economic Development and Trade, but we wanted to ensure that that the folks here in Fort McMurray who are on the ground, who live in the community, work in the community, know the community, are the ones delivering the programs. And so that's the where the great partnership comes in between the Government of Alberta and the regional municipality.
How will local business benefit from this resource center? Will they benefit just through the programs or financially as well?
So this is a support center, so more to do with mentorship, having access to experts, whether it's accountants or business managers, ensuring that businesses are aware that this exists. And so, I think now is a great time for me to thank all of you from the media for being here, because quite frankly, we want to get the message out that this support center exists. This is here for businesses in the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo. There are staff that staff this. Well, I can't say around the clock, but during business hours, and they're here to support businesses if they have questions, if they need support, if they need access to, of course, the grants that were issued, the $1,000 grants. That deadline has been extended, and so businesses that haven't accessed it still can.
Have you seen a lot of local business come in and use the resource center already?
Well, yes, there have been a significant number, and I think I said in my speech, 155, I believe, have come through. But that doesn't include the hotline, which of course has been going for some time now, where there's been thousands of folks have accessed the hotline to ask questions. And again, our pink shirt friends are busy going to businesses to let them know this exists. And so, for me, that's really, really important that we're not just opening up a center and saying, come to us, come find us. We recognize entrepreneurs and business owners, they're busy, they're trying to get back on their feet. They may not have time to come access the center. And so our friends from economic development from the regional municipality go out and visit with small businesses regularly.
Is there a timeline for how long this will exist? Because I know it was created as a response to oil prices, and now it's the needs of the fire.
Well, so the Small Business Support Center was a result of the fires. The support center didn't exist. That was one of the Government of Alberta's responses as far as supports for small businesses. I can tell you that there will be more supports coming, so that's just a little bit of a sneak preview of stay tuned. But again, one of the reasons that this model has been so successful is again the fact that it's a partnership. It's not the Government of Alberta parachuting in and saying, no, we're going to take over and do this. I mean, the experts are here in the community already, and so we're working with them.
What's the feedback been from local business?
It's been very positive. So I've only had a chance to visit a few small businesses this morning, but I can tell you that they are very, very thankful as far as having that mentorship. I mean, when I look at supports for small businesses, and this is why I believe that the small business community in the regional municipality are going to come back stronger than they were before the fire. When I travel the province and I talk to businesses, the two issues that businesses have often that come up, the themes, access to capital, which again our government's addressed through a variety of tools, and also mentorship. And so entrepreneurs, are busy people. They're not necessarily expert accountants, managers, knowing how to navigate regulations, et cetera. And so this center is critical to helping them, whether it's access resources or get back on their feet as quickly as possible. And so I'm thrilled of the success that we've had, and the fact that this business center will be staying open for a fairly long time, so that businesses, as they recover, they're all going to be in different stages, different steps, but they will have access to the resource center.
For those small businesses that haven't had the opportunity and have an appointment with the regional municipality, can they schedule an appointment to have someone go meet them?
Yes, they absolutely can. And again, this is where I'm very thankful that you folks from the media are here, because we need to get the message out to small businesses that this support center exists. There are supports, mentorships, one-on-one training available, and we want them to know and hear about it. And, frankly, our pink shirt folks go out and visit the small businesses. We recognize that there are a significant number of small businesses that operate out of their homes. And, our pink shirt friends, I don't think they're quite going door-to-door residential, But that's what makes it really important that small businesses reach out to the center and they can set up appointments, and our friends in pink shirts will go wherever they need to.
Sorry, folks, we have time for one more question, and then we're going to go on a quick tour of the Back to Business Resource Center.
Which small businesses did you visit before right now?
And this is where I'm going to need my pink shirt friends to.
Won't that be promoting unfairly?
Well, yeah, that might be. I mean, we
Wonderful local clothing.
Tamarack Village is where we were. Yes, thank you, Mayor Blake.
Just trying to say true.
All right, well, we invite you to join us on the tour if you haven't already. I'm quite excited, and we'll be joined by Mayor Blake. So thank you again for coming out.